So yes, I have been that person. I have been that person to watch detangling videos on YouTube and just be in a state of wonder, how did they get to that point? What happened? I've always been a person who didn't really know how to handle my hair or deal with my hair. So when the pandemic happened, I can no longer go to the beauty salon, get my hair braided, get my hair blown out, because I rarely did it at home. I always went to the beauty parlor. So when the pandemic started, I had box braids in my hair. To maintain the box braids, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos to teach myself how to rebraid the box braids. So I ended up wearing them a lot of 2020. Eventually I took them out, detangled them, but again was at a loss for hairstyles because I didn't have a hair person that I depended on a weekly basis. So I really don't know when the matting, it kind of progressed. It wasn't that bad at first. I remember taking out the box braids and washing my hair, and there was a lot of detangling because I didn't thoroughly comb through it before I washed it. So then my remedy was, put some gel, slick it back, and I was doing a lot of buns and just a ponytail. Then I started sectioning it in 4 sections, just doing like big braids. At the time I was not working. And then I got into 2 accidents. One was me crossing the street, hit and run. And then when I finally did get a job, ironically, they tested you for drugs. I've never done drugs, but they test you for drugs for this particular job. And instead of doing the regular drug test, from what I understand, they did a hair test. And I was like, oh no, I gotta take the head wrap off to get the hair test to get the job. So I was able to detangle the front of my hair because they cut a portion of it and sent it away to test, to see if there was anything in your system. So got the job, but wore head wraps the entire time that I worked there. And no one questioned me about the head wraps. They were professional. They were even color coordinated. And there were attempts to detangle it by myself and others. Somebody actually submerged my head in water, which made it worse. I attempted several times to detach it. It became, number one, overwhelming. And I've learned with this type of situation, you have to have a technique, which I did not have. You have to have patience, a lot of patience, because I feel like you can't do it by yourself. And you need perseverance. It became so overwhelming that you just get frustrated and you're like, I need somebody who knows how to do this correctly. I had many times thought of just cutting my hair off until I came across this company, this school, Tangled Hair, and I was really touched by the scriptures, because there is scriptures about hair and how your hair is your crown. And I thought, if somebody could actually tackle this and work with me through it, because 2 are better than 1. there might be a solution without me having to cut my hair, because I do want to retain some length, and I really didn't want to start all over, because I'm a middle-aged woman, and I don't know how long it would take if I were to shave my hair off for it to grow back to the length it was. So I started watching these YouTube videos, and I was totally mesmerized, like, oh my goodness, there's an answer, there's a solution. With God, all things are possible. And this is really a field where you have to find people who specialize in this, because even when I attempted to detangle it, I was ripping, I was pulling apart, I was tearing, and you might as well cut it if you're going to detangle it and have a lot of breakage. You have, like I said, you need a technique. You need someone who has experience, number one, and has a technique and has the patience, and also the product. Like, what do you use? I went through so many different products. I tried to use gel, I tried to use conditioner, I tried to use leave-in conditioner, and it seemed like everything that I used that was a liquid base just made it worse and worse and worse. And again, it became overwhelming. And I reached out to the organization, but at the time didn't have the money. So I came out, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So I started saving as little, it was a little, but little by little by little. Again, I had a job, but I got hit by a car, which took me out of work because I had a torn meniscus, had a tear in my wrist, 3 herniated discs in my neck, herniated disc in my lower back. So then started the process of physical therapy. And the weird thing is, when I got hit by the car, I continued going to work. Because, we like to press through the pain, Not even knowing that I had all the injuries that I had until my results on my MRI came back. So I was still going to work when not knowing I had injuries. While at work, what happens 2 months later? I get hit in the head by a freight elevator door. So to add on, I have a concussion. And I'm panicking because when I go to the emergency room, what do they want to do when you have a head injury at the top of your head? They want to see your scalp. And I'm like, oh no, the condition of my hair, the doctor will probably run away. So I did not take off my scarf. I did not let him look at my scalp. He sent me to get a CAT scan, sent me to get an MRI, and thank goodness, even with those tests, they did not ask me to take off my scarf. And so now I was dealing with another injury. So out of work, headaches, concussion, torn meniscus, herniated disc, a lot of pain. You really are dealing with a lot of challenges. And usually when I see people describe what kind of mindset they were in when their hair got matted, I hear a lot of the word depression. But I think it can also not be depression. It could be, I think it could be self-sabotage. I think it could be just tapping out of life, just giving up or losing hope. And it's also a test of your faith. So the theme of this experience, again, is faith. And the Bible says, even if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, which we know is very, very tiny, and that is what I had. And when I found this organization that specialized in this, that tapped more into me, increasing in my faith. And I said, you know what? No more Frank Sinatra doing it my way. I need to get a specialist who has done this, has experience. So I'm here, I'm nervous, and the spirit of fear came upon me many times. Who are these people? How long will this take? You know, how much money is this going to cost? But, you know, we find money for other things. And even to this day, I'm still not working. I'm still, you know, in physical therapy. But I said, with God, all things are possible. So I'm here to encourage others. And trust me, when people see my before and after, this will motivate other women to step out on faith and don't give up.